Yes! What is up? I missed you guys. Last week we didn't do a Q&A. We did a how I did it with proper long ball technique. So I hope you guys found that useful. And remember, it can't just be a one-time thing. You have to continue to get out there. You have to teach your body that all-important muscle memory and how you swing. It's got to be all the time. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Because once your body has it down, then your mind's going to be like, my body can do that. And then you get a ton of confidence. And then you're off to the races. All right, let's get to the Q&A. Who deserves more of our love and admiration? The incredible player that is naturally blessed with fantastic talent, and that's why he's the best? Or the incredible player that worked his ass off to be the best?
The person who deserves our appreciation the most is the person who's worked their ass off, because anyone can be born. Not everyone has the sheer willpower to get them where they are.
It's the player that works his ass off. The hard worker is always the better one.
Definitely a player that works his ass off every day.
I feel like both players should get the same level of admiration just because there's no naturally state-born talent of soccer. Either way, you have to work your way up.
Okay, so whether or not a player is naturally gifted, they still have to overcome a lot of challenges mentally and physically to get to the point to where they're admired by millions of people. So I'd have to say both deserve the same amount of admiration.
The guy with the less talent but more hardworking definitely deserves more respect than they currently get.
Always support those who work harder than the other. I mean, look at Leicester City.
The player that works the hardest.
It's got to be the hard worker.
This one was a bit of a trick question because I was trying to describe Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo without making it too obvious. For me, Messi is the world's best player, hands down. I'll say it because he seems to have this talent that no one else has. Whereas with Cristiano Ronaldo, it is clear that he works so very hard to get to the top, but people still prefer Messi to Ronaldo. And I think it's because that Ronaldo looks like someone we would never be, but Messi kind of does. He's more like us. But still, with regard to developing as a player, us regular folks have a better chance of taking Ronaldo's track to get there as opposed to Messi's, so we should probably like him more. So I wonder how many Messi fans of you guys answered that you would prefer the harder working player. And yes, I know that Messi works hard in his own way too, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Realistically, in how many years will it take the US to win a World Cup?
20 years.
Maybe 50 years?
50 years.
At least 12 years.
20 more years.
The US are going to win the World Cup in 2018. Freddie Adu somehow going to make the squad. Come top scorer of the World Cup.
8 to 10 years just to win a World Cup.
Probably 2030s or sometime after that.
I think we could realistically win the World Cup in 20 years.
100 to 200 years to win the World Cup.
Probably 16 to 20 years. We need to develop the academies here in the U.S. to get the infrastructure to get youth players playing at a younger age.
2042 because now all the kids in America want to play football and less baseball and stuff. So
Realistically, not before 2030. A lot of European nations and South American nations have up-and-coming talent, and I just don't see the US overtaking them anytime soon.
It will take about 15 years for the US to win their World Cup. I think they will because they're such a big country, and when they're good at something, they're really good. But that passion needs to build up.
I think it's a generational thing, so we're talking 10 to 20 years.
Okay, first off, you guys had some really good answers for this, except the dude that said 100 years or 200 years or whatever. Come on, man, have some respect. It's going to be way before that, especially if everybody at home keeps watching my How I Did It videos. But yeah, I agree. I think we're still another generation away, because even though I think we have more than enough players that want to play and be good, I don't think our coaching and our scouting is where it needs to be. And this last one is for me because I have a dilemma and I want your input. I'm working with a new app throughout the whole Copa America, which is super cool because the app is super cool, and I'll tell you all about it soon because I want you to be a part of it. But it's going to cut into my YouTube content for the month of June. Would you prefer one longer one per week during that time, or would you prefer 3 to 4 much, much shorter ones?
Hello, Jimmy Conrad. I absolutely love your videos, and I would like to have like 3 or 4 short videos.
I would prefer 3 shorter ones, so you'll get input every day instead of recording in one day. You should do one longer one, and I love you, Jimmy Conrad, just saying. Make the videos long, please. Please. Please.
And finally, either long videos or short videos, doesn't matter. It's awesome.
I appreciate the feedback because it was like, should I or shouldn't I? One or many? What should I do? And after some thoughts, I think I'm going to do the shorter ones because then I can interact with you guys more on the space, and that sounds a lot cooler. All right, that's it. I am off to Austin, Texas to be the keynote speaker for the American Outlaws and their big rally this year. And I don't know who's going to get fired for inviting me because it's clearly dangerous and you're like taking your life into your own hands when you give me a microphone. It should be a lot of fun.
Hey Jimmy, I'm not here to answer the question, but since you're coming to Austin, I thought I'd warn you, bring lots of bug spray because we're getting attacked by mosquitoes right now.
You'll never walk alone, Jimmy.